Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. Yeah, that one. But anyway, last time we entered Dungeon 2, which is called Level 2, Snake's Remains. Here in the Eastern Woods we were able to actually find a mysterious cave entrance, which we were able to find after turning the woods into winter, thanks to our new special rod. And with it we are not going to be tackling this dungeon, because we're not able to change the seasons in dungeons. But of course there are going to be other ways we can actually do puzzles. Time for Dungeon 2. The door to the north is going to be locked. Looks like there are going to be unlit torches in this room. That might actually be an indication, but first we're going to check out this room to the left. Do be careful for the floor traps, of course. Here's a chest. It's the only thing we can find in this room. 5 rupees. So basically saying this chest is only here to scratch off the list, you might say. We've got another chest. Now, in the next room, looks like there's a center tile, and therefore a place for a chest to spawn or a key to drop. Usually we need to defeat all of the enemies. Not very surprising in Snake's Remains to actually find ropes. The snake enemies of the Zelda universe. Defeating all of them will indeed give us a key. And that's all in this section. Returning to the dungeon entrance. Now we want to go north. So, let's go flame up this torch. And this one. Yeah, I know. I tried to press A game. Opening the door. Yeah. Oh, kind of figured these guys were going to shoot at me. Oh, snakes dropping from the ceiling. This place is very snaky. Almost makes me feel like playing Snake again. What are you doing playing Zelda? You should be playing Metal Gear. But okay, anyway, time for puzzle solving. Block, chest, compass. And that is how simple it can be. Unfortunately, we don't have the dungeon map yet, so there's not a whole lot of things to see other than chests appearing in the void. And of course, the boss symbol. We can kind of see how big this place is going to be. Only has 1 floor, apparently. Moving to the next part. Going north even further. Door closes behind me. Defeat all enemies to unlock doors. You know how it works. Mr. Rope. Hello. Oh. Still get hit by him. And there we go. Now, let's talk about the elephant in this room. An arrow pointing towards the left wall. And by the sounds of it, time for us to blow stuff up. Boom. Ooh, rupees galore. And even though they look green, as you can see, some of them will actually give us a lot more than 1 rupee. Able to find plenty of them in here. If there's anything we'd like to buy in this game, after this room, it is not going to be a problem anymore. More than 200 rupees in this room. And it is not even that hard to find, seeing how the arrow is pointing so clearly towards this wall. But okay, that was of course not required for the dungeon. Going in this room is going to be required, so let's continue. Finding these guys again. Goodbye. I know you from Oracle of Ages. And dropping them into pits works just as fine as always. What do we have in here? Moblins on the other side of the abyss. And since we don't have a way to jump yet, of course we're going to get an ability to jump at some point, not a surprise. We were able to do it in Link's Awakening, we were able to do it in Oracle of Ages, of course. This game is also going to give us the opportunity to do so. But not quite yet, so now we need to be creative and throw bombs at these guys. Oh, let's be greedy first. Boomerang. Rupee. As if I don't have enough rupees. Here we have the dungeon item, the power bracelet. Hold the button and press the directional pad to lift heavy objects. I don't think this is going to be a very big surprise. If you actually looked closely in the previous room, you might have seen that chest over there. Being hidden behind a couple of heavy pots. And therefore it was pretty easy to find out it was the power bracelet we were going to receive. As you can see by the icon on the item select, it is actually not labeled level 1 or level 2. In this game there's actually going to be one lifting item, only this one. There is going to be dungeon maps, but that we already knew. That we can actually find in this chest. And this is how the place looks. It's supposed to resemble the head of a snake. Might also look a bit familiar if you compare it to the second dungeon in the first Legend of Zelda game. The head of the snake. Even though I still feel like the head of the dragon looks like a snake more than this does, but I guess any reptile has a similar head, even snakes. Speaking of snakes, more of them. Accompanying the otherwise boring Zols. Stupid blobs, get away from me. And those were the final ones. After all enemies are defeated, we can actually push the block and continue even further. Oh, hello. They grow the blade straps really big in this room. Need to be careful, I don't have a whole lot of health yet, of course. This chest actually contains a key. Something we're going to be using later on. Now it's time to actually continue. Exit should be at the southeast of this room. Right over here. Alright, next. Use for the power bracelet, these rollers. As you can see, we're not able to roll them normally, but we can actually equip the power bracelet, and if we then actually grab them, we are able to roll them. They do actually roll back, so be quick if you actually want to do something. Of course, these things are not able to hit you, but they will actually still push you back the moment you're still behind them. It's not like they're not going to roll because Link is standing there. They will still push you aside. And reaching a staircase leading outside. If you were wondering how we were going to get this chest over here, we don't actually have to go outside and lift the rocks that we see over here. There's also an entrance back to the dungeon from here. The chest contains a simple gacha seed. We have not been able to actually find any soft soil spots in this area yet, but we might actually meet up with a couple later. From here we can actually head further west, because there's another entrance into the dungeon. And this way we can actually continue in it. Now we are actually on the far west side of the dungeon, as you can see. And if you look closely at the room, you'll see it's not connected in any other way to the dungeon, to the rest of the dungeon. This is the only way to actually get here. And yes, there is a chest here that we need to pick up. Oh, this is not a bush, this is a Deku scrub. A business scrub. Not interested, I've already got bombs. I would be interested in buying a shield, but that you're not offering. Oh yeah, this is the reason why he actually is offering bombs. We need them in this room. And we need to do this quickly, I can remember. Oh. Almost screwed it up already. Boom. Vaguely, I can actually remember this room being timed, even though there's no indication for it. But you do need to do this quickly, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. The chest indeed disappeared. I kind of remembered that. Yeah. But now I don't have enough bombs, so... Mr. Business Scrub, I'm back. Let's do this a bit quicker. Toot 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 toot. And then you. Ow. Also make sure not to do it too quickly. And the last one. And the key. Just a regular small key. Complicated puzzle like this, and also the fact that this is actually in a secluded section of the dungeon. A boss key also wouldn't have been a strange thing to find here, but this is just for a regular key. And that is all we can do in these two rooms. Not connected to the rest of the dungeon, so... Let's try to get some goodies and get out of here again. Back into this entrance. Oops. Don't press the A button too soon. Now, there was also still a room to the right we actually needed to check out. Ow. I need to learn to be patient in games like these. I always rush it way too much. More cracked blocks. Luckily, the game actually gives some bombs for free this time around. And even afterward. Staircase. 2D section. Always a set thing in these 2D Zeldas that are part of this series. Even in Echoes of Wisdom we see them a lot. Oh. Thwomps and Thwimps. Capcom has been playing way too much Super Mario World by the looks of it. Oh, rupee. Link, greedy. And then we exit over here. More of these rollers. Switching back to the power bracelet. And I can see a chest over here. I doubt it's going to be something too valuable, since it is so out in the open. Rupees, I think. Yeah, and not even all that many. Stupid keys. Get away from me. Thank you. Oh, heart. I feel like I'm dying over here. Now, cracked floors are now going to be a thing, so we need to be careful where we're standing. Otherwise we're going to fall. Oh. Be careful. And this should be the final one. If only it was the final bet. Stupid keys. They're everywhere in here. And I thought this was Snake's remains. Next room. Looks like to be the mini-boss room. Let's see what we have to face this time around. Yeah, did you really think the face in my sentence was a coincidence? We're beating this guy again. Returning enemy from Link's Awakening. And defeating him works precisely the same. There's also plenty of beetles flying around the room. Do need to be careful with your timing, because the face is not always going to be there. It's going to be disappearing every once in a while. Like over here. Oh! I'm also going to be disappearing! Hey, hello! Fell into the same hole like 3 times. Oh, nice. Throw the bomb automatically because of being hit by a fireball. Yeah, and there we go. That was it. Hopefully we don't have to see that face ever again. And that will only happen if we don't have to face him again. And I think I'm going to stop trying to make face jokes. Otherwise I need to face the consequences. Okay, now I'm done. Shall we continue? We still have an extra key, so be prepared to find another locked door. Let's go lift these. You might never know what you get. Bombs, for instance. Oh, yeah, here's the key. It's not a door, but it's a block. But still, it requires the key. 2 ways to go. Let's go right first. Another key by the sounds of it. Oh, it's just up there. So we need to go around in order to get it. Oh, this looks nice. Oh! Without the ability to jump, this can be pretty annoying. These are usually kind of sections where the Rock's Feather makes things a lot easier. But now we have to do it the traditional way. And Rock's Feather is something you can definitely call traditional. Since Echoes of Wisdom actually has a jump button for the player. But no matter what, here we have the key that the compass was actually pointing us to. It is indeed the final key for the dungeon. For the boss. And then returning 2 rooms for a passageway to the south. Yeah, you heard me correctly, returning 2 rooms. I'm not talking about this passageway leading south. I am talking about this one. Look what we have here. I can only say, well spotted. This is where we will continue. Here we face a very familiar foe. Also from the very first game. Paul's voice. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to actually destroy them by their ears. Making a lot of noise. There's no musical item in this game, at least not yet. Spoiler alert, not yet. So we're just going to blow them up, like this. And apparently clearing the room also makes the torch stop shooting at us. And this is the reason why we didn't want to go south in the other room. We actually want to go down here. And if we would have come from the other way, we wouldn't have been able to. But it is pretty clear, the boss is actually right over there. So, south it is. And therefore we have to approach it from the west. And this is how we need to do it. Luckily we don't have to deal with this platform a whole lot in this dungeon, but trust me, we are going to see more of these. This is not exclusive to the Oracle of Ages game. Oracle of Seasons is also going to be playing around with them. But what I'm going to be playing around with now is going to be the next boss. If we're lucky, it's once again going to be a throwback to the first Zelda game. The second boss in the first Zelda was of course Dodongo. After Aquamentus we had Dodongo. Let's go see if it is indeed once again going to be a repeat. Yeah, I think we can safely say this is indeed another repeat boss. Even in the same order. Classical Zelda boss Dodongo. And we know Dodongo dislikes smoke. Link 2 by the way, but that's not what this is all about. Dodongo dislikes smoke, and therefore our way to beat him is once again throwing a bomb in his mouth. However, this time around that's not enough. We're also going to be making use of the dungeon item. Equip the power bracelet and throw him on the spikes. That is our way to beat him. Still odd that he's able to actually take explosive in his stomach, and yet the hard scales on his reptilian body do get hurt by some silly spikes. Does not sound very logical, but still. That is apparently what we need to do. Spike that for you. And then we need to do it one more time, I'm pretty sure. Come on, hurry up. Oh, charge. This dinosaur is not as slow as he seems. And boom. Oh, still not there yet. We need to hit him 4 times. That is not very traditional, Nintendo. I thought the magical number was 3. But there we still go. Heart container. Technically the 3rd one. Because of this being a linked game, we already started the game with one. But anyway, it was the end of Dungeon 2. And time for us to return home with the 2nd Essence of Nature. We get the Gift of Time. An Essence of Nature. Seeds sprout as seasons change with the Gift of Time. This is something that actually resembles Oracle of Ages a bit more, I think. But I guess it is also an essence of nature, time. Let's continue with another talk with the Maku tree. How can he help us further? Thank you, Treecks. I too received part of the Gift of Time. I just dreamt of Spool Swamp out west. Something is afoot there. But I can see no more. Spool Swamp. At least now we get the direct location, so... Might be a bit easier to reach it this time around. We need to go west. And speaking of going west, that's something we can technically do now, because we have the power bracelet after all. This rock is now our prey. Now, let's go see what we can actually find over here. Maple. Well, luckily this time around we don't have to worry about the piece of heart. This time around, because of us actually carrying this egg, we're going to be dropping that instead. She did actually say she was looking for it. Just like in Oracle of Ages, she actually also requires one of the trading items. Watch where you're going! You just hit Maple, the Great Witch's Syrup's apprentice. Oh my! That is one of those Lon eggs. But they're all the rage with the girls now. It's just what I'm looking for. Hey, you're a boy. You don't need it. I'll give you my doll for it. And we traded the egg for a ghastly doll. Looking at it already gives you the chills. And I thought Halloween was already over. This makes up for your bumping into me. See ya. It makes perfect sense for a doll to actually fit a boy. But that is indeed going to be our next trading item. First we need to get out of this place, because yeah, there's not a whole lot of things we can actually do here. Other than changing the season into winter. We are able to get the heart piece in the cave now. For that we need to have it winter, of course. Let's see if I can actually find it. Need to go south a bit. But also a bit east, I can remember. This screen again. Oh, no, this is not the right way. Need to go south a bit further. Down here. And then go south here. Yeah, but as you can see, we're not able to access it from here. The pile of snow we're not able to actually go over when it is winter. Need to approach it from over here, I think. Sorry, dude. Not interested in you. Let's go around this way. There's also a stomp over here, so if it's not winter yet, you can also do it here. Yeah, and from here we can actually go over this ledge. Only accessible in winter, that is pretty obvious. And a reward, a piece of heart. Only our second one. But in the end, we are still going to get all of them. Even the one from Maple. And the one from the Gasha Nuts. Still not looking forward to those two. Shall we end the episode over here? I think it's a perfect spot. We are pretty close to Horan Village after all, so... This way, I think... we can actually call it an episode. Thank you for watching. Most of it was actually me covering Dungeon 2, but still, that is now done. And in the next episode, we can start working on that spool swamp we actually heard about. See you folks in the next episode, and Treecks out. Later, folks.